Getting to know yourself is one of the most important paths that you can take on your journey to self-love. So here in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 things that happen in your life when you get to know yourself. And remember, to know you is to love you. So before I get started, my name is Tawana T. I am an author of a book called Paint Yourself Beautiful, and I am a self-love guide. You know, before I called myself a self-love coach, but I'm a guide. I'm just handing a torchlight to a path that I follow and I continue to follow. So let's get started. So getting to know yourself is a challenge. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's something about looking yourself right in the eyes that you can't get away from. And to be honest, most people look away because they don't necessarily want to know the truth about themselves. I mean, you can't lie to yourself anymore. But what I will say is this one of the most rewarding things that you can do for yourself. I know both personally and professionally from working with clients. I've sat with myself, I've cried with myself, I've laughed with myself, and eventually I learned to accept myself. So you're here, then you're up for the challenge. First things that you're going to notice when you get to know yourself is that you have stronger boundaries. Before you get to know yourself, you have pretty loose boundaries, or non-existent really. I mean, what's the saying? If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And that's true when you don't really know what you stand for. And people pick up on you not having boundaries. They waste your time. They don't support you. They do things and do not apologize for them. They betray your trust and they just let you down. But you didn't have strong enough boundaries to have real consequences. So people walked in and out of your life and did what they wanted to do. But oh, when you get to know yourself, how things change. Now that you know who you are and you know what you stand for, there are certain expectations and guidelines that you live by. So now you speak up for yourself. And there's no more setting yourself on fire so everybody can be warm. Hello. So you're happier. Another thing that happens is your people-pleasing tendencies tend to ease up because you learn that getting to know yourself is a lot of work that only you can do. And sometimes you may need the help of a professional such as a coach or a guide that can help you in the process. But what you do realize is that you don't have the space, the time, or the energy to focus on what someone else expects from you, or frankly, what they want for themselves. So now your mindset switches to, what do I want in my life? Thanks to this new mindset that you have more flexibility and freedom to really go after what you want in life and to be more authentic in your own life. And the minute you start seeking approval or seeking someone's blessing for what you're doing, you start worrying about if they're going to be upset with you or mad at you. Authenticity's gone out the window. And now you're no longer living the life that you want. You're living a life that other people want for you. Being unapologetically you has its bonuses, and it's just an incredible feeling. I mean, when you stop caring about what people think of you and their opinions of you, and you stop molding yourself to fit their perception of who you are, you just get to live. And I mean, all of us just want to be ourselves. I just want to be myself. I remember saying that. I just want to be me, and I don't want to have to fight to be me. And you know, you're going to have some people in your life that are not going to like how you show up. They're not going to like the new you who stands up for themselves. They're not going to like the new you who does not put their needs before your own. And some people are going to ease off. But the ones that stay are the ones that have likely taken the journey to who they are themselves. So now that you've Charles Darwined your friend group, bam. Now you have a group of people who's gonna cheer you on along the way to being the super you that you've always wanted to be. And it's a beautiful thing, but it's some rough parts too, because in this process, you're gonna lose people and you're gonna lose relationships. Inevitable. So do not be afraid. It's not like you're gonna fight tooth and nail and become this person that you always wanted to be and live the life that you wanna live, and then everybody that you love just falls by the wayside. That rarely happens, but be prepared that you are gonna lose some people on the way. Typically, what happens is you outgrow certain people when you outgrow certain behaviors. It just happens. Once you realize that gossiping about other people, complaining about your problems, going out to the club, having a drink or two, and not really trying to change anything about your current situation does nothing for you, and you decide to focus on yourself, to put some steps and actions and set some goals to improve yourself, that's not going to work with that same group. So you probably won't see them much once you make that change. And it's not like you purposely cut them out of your life, but you no longer have anything in common. So it's like, what y'all gonna talk about? Furthermore, when you start thinking for yourself, everybody's not gonna be on board. So get ready. People love to feel validated. And you know, it gives us this warm and fuzzy feeling, but no matter how much we like it, and we all do, it's nobody's job to do that 24/7. So if I'm always thinking about you and telling you how great you are, that don't leave any room for me. So things do shift and they do change. So get ready for the pushback. When you start having your own opinion that don't necessarily line up with everyone else's opinion, then you're going to get some major pushback. You're going to have some awkward interactions, and you might have some toxic arguments. But now that you know yourself and you feel like you add value and that you are confident in who you are or the direction you're going in, you know, you don't have to really put up with not feeling like you are important. You have to be important to you.
So, enough with the bad stuff. The world's gonna come to an end. I'm not gonna have any friends. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna be all alone in the universe.
Calm down.
Something else that happens when you get to know yourself is your confidence skyrockets. I mean, you're gonna start surprising yourself. You're gonna become that girl that you used to admire, but you just didn't have the guts to be. Now, you wear what you think is cute or you like versus what everybody else thinks that you should be wearing. Now you'll go out to the movies, you'll go on vacation, you'll take yourself out on a date. You no longer have to feel like you need another person there to validate your existence for being there. I mean, I remember before, I wouldn't even go to the movies by myself because, like, I don't want people to think I'm lonely. But I wasn't lonely, I just wanted to go to the movies. You also stop comparing yourself and looking over your shoulder, trying to see how you measure up to somebody else. You get creative. You start thinking of other ways that you can rise to your full potential and not follow that career path that maybe mom and dad said you had to go on that you're miserable at. You decide to choose for yourself. And overall, you'll just be happier. You'll take the weight of the world's what should be and ifs and just throw them out the window. And all that's left for you is opportunity of what could be, what will be. And then you can chase them, chase your dreams and your desires unapologetically. Speaking of, lastly, when you know yourself, you apologize, explain, and defend less. One of the coolest lessons I learned, and that some of my clients learned on their mission of self-discovery, is that our choices mattered simply because they existed. I mean, looking back, it was scary to see how much I actually explained, defended, and apologized for my opinions or my choices. I always felt like I had to give a reason as to how I got to that decision, why it made sense to me. It's like this footnote. Before I learned that my choices didn't need defending. It was just what it was. And I'm not even going to say that the people in my life always expected an explanation or even asked for one. I realized it was just a habit that I had because I always wanted people to be okay with my decision, that sort of people pleasing that we talked about earlier. But again, once you get to know yourself, that changes. Once you understand how you've come to a decision, you've done the research for that decision, and you've come to a choice that is best for you, you no longer feel like you have to justify it to anyone or explain it to anyone. It's just what it is. It's no one's business. And when you start trusting your choices and doubting yourself less, you feel more confident about your abilities. And you realize that explaining something over and over to someone is just a waste of time, and that your decision is the best for you. And remember, you don't have the space, the time, or the energy to focus on what everybody else wants for you or for their approval or blessing. It comes with trusting yourself and doubting yourself less. So I hope that you got some pertinent information from this video. Again, I wrote a book called Paint Yourself Beautiful, Journal the Journey to You. And this book is all about deciding for yourself who you want to be and painting the picture that you want to see and having the courage to step into that light. So thank you again. If this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Also subscribe and hit the like button and the notification bell so that when I upload a video, you'll be the first to know. If this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, thank you and welcome. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that when I upload a video, you'll be the first to know. And if you are returning, welcome back, and I hope you learned something from this video. Bye for now.